You know what I think is hurtful for the American people? I think what is hurtful is denying that if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yeah.
He is the president of the United States, and it is his right, and he doesn't have to explain to anybody. This is his right as president. He can pardon, if he wants to pardon Bozo the Clown, he can pardon Bozo the Clown. Yeah.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Now, this was the glorious week where the leftist media had to come to grips with Joe's decade-plus pardon of all crimes that may have been committed by his crackhead son, Hunter.
The presidential pardon was originally meant to grant the president the power to temper justice with mercy. It was not enshrined in our Constitution so that a dishonorable man could reward his criminal allies, friends, and family for their corrupt practices.
Oh my gosh, they're coming down really hard, except, pull out a bit. Oh, of course, this is from 2020. I need the cut from Monday, folks.
Also tonight, the Hunter Biden pardon raises the question, why hasn't President Biden pardoned far more people?
Wait, what?
I've watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted. No reasonable person who looks at these facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son, and that is wrong. But okay.
Well, yeah, the leftist media looks like fools. The View claims that calling out Joe Biden for lying when he claimed that he would never pardon his son, well, that hurts America.
You know what I think is hurtful for the American people? I think what is hurtful is denying that if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yeah.
He is the president of the United States, and it is his right, and he doesn't have to explain to anybody. This is his right as president. He can pardon, if he wants to pardon Bozo the Clown, he can pardon Bozo the Clown.
Yeah, that may have been a veiled attempt to get herself a pardon after her crazy claims she made about a bakery a short time ago, but far more tasty than any cake was watching the left try to make excuses for a freaking pardon that covers everything Hunter did for an 11-year time span. The first media excuse? Well, you know, that's just what presidents do.
So you know, it is a president's prerogative. You know, people can say, oh, why are you doing that? But that's what presidents do every time. They do it every time they pardon somebody.
Yeah, that's the biggest part of the job there. Second media excuse, the pardon in the months of White House lies. They're not important, and Joe Biden, well, you know, he's just not that important either.
And by the way, his son is a private citizen. He's not a threat to our intelligence gathering, to our national intelligence, or to our law enforcement institutions. Joe Biden is going to be a private citizen in 50 days, too.
Well, you know, who cares then?
Joe Biden is going to be a private citizen in 50 days, too.
The third excuse is their absolute favorite, though. They use it for everything. Joe's sweeping blanket pardon of Hunter Biden, well, that's the fault of, well, you know, it's Trump's fault.
I think the idea that Biden has somehow opened the door for Trump to do things that he was not otherwise going to do is completely ludicrous. I mean, it is Trump who has completely thrown norms out the window here for the now almost last decade. Look, I wish that he had conveyed differently that he was considering doing this. I do think it is, you know, I think there are different ways to convey ambiguity when you have not made a decision. I think even after the election, having his team say he wasn't going to do this, you know, I do think there is a cost that comes with that.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he didn't lie about it, but he's Joe Biden. He just loves to lie. And the media is now ready to move on from those that are ineffective and no longer important, like senile Joe.
Joe Biden is going to be a private citizen in 50 days, too. So tonight, and moving forward, we're going to spend most of our time talking about the people who are and who may be. People like Kash Patel, who Trump tapped this weekend to lead the FBI. Forget
Joe. The media has to attack Patel because he might be effective. It's time for the media to all parrot a new Democratic talking point. It's, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you the word. Let's see if you can guess.
Putting someone like Kash Patel in the position of director of the FBI is, I believe, extremely dangerous.
The most dangerous nominee that we've seen yet to our democracy.
I think he's not a distraction. I think this is actually one of the dangerous ones that we need to be paying attention to.
It's dangerous to put someone like this in charge.
People called Patel dangerous.
How dangerous is that?
Deeply dangerous.
Extraordinarily dangerous.
And this is a very dangerous moment.
There seems to be a word that they're trying to get across here. We're not hyperventilating over Patel. The media was busy smearing Trump DOD pick Pete Hegseth after anonymous sources allegedly claim that they have seen him imbibe an alcoholic beverage.
Allegations keep coming out of various forms. One of them was at the Washington Post yesterday, which reported at Fox News, Hegseth had a reputation as a heavy drinker. That's according to 6 former Fox News employees who worked directly with Hegseth and saw him drinking on the job or visibly drunk at work events, and who spoke on the condition of anonymity out of fear of retaliation. Now, before I bring you in, I want to say that Hegseth's attorney, Tim Parlatore, very clearly denied those claims and pointed to, on the record, Fox employees who supported and do support his nomination and say that that didn't happen.
Fox employees went on the record saying it didn't happen. That's not something you ever see CNN employees doing.
I definitely do not need this. Fecal mess that it was. This is a little half. I like saying that, but it's just. I'm glad I brought 2 bottles of this.
Oh my God.
We're not attacking smearing Patel and Hegseth. The leftist media and friends are making villains out of Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy.
I often talk about, for too long, Democrats were all about always finding some win-win framing. And you know what? Sometimes there's a villain, sometimes there's a bad guy, and you gotta punch him in the mouth and fight for your people. We need more of that in the Democratic Party.
Yeah, there we go. That's the way to tone down the rhetoric. I mean, you gotta punch people in the face if they want to downsize the government. I mean, to the leftist media, downsizing government is downright delusional.
I believe in the proper role and function of government. It has a place. What is frustrating is that over the years, Republicans have become delusional when it comes to government, and now that's sort of manifest in the appointment of these 2, misfits as part of this menagerie.
The media is delusional. All right, tinfoil hat time. The media argues that Tennessee protecting minors from puberty blockers is just like Nazis.
It is an age-old tradition, which Nazi Germany did with brutally violent ends in the 1930s.
Yeah, there's no difference between letting a minor grow up naturally as their biological gender and putting people in concentration camps. It's basically the same thing to the left, who are so moronic that they wonder this week if they can blame earthquakes on climate change.
Does climate change play any role in the increasing severity of earthquakes?
I love the long pause as the guest tries to find a nice way of saying, no, Tapper, that's a pretty lame attempt at an agenda push.
A lot of people are trying to work on that. Sea level change could have some effect on it, but there's really no evidence that it has much effect at this point.
No evidence. And despite all the evidence before the election of Joe Scarborough spewing lies and hatred,
they're knowingly voting for a fascist. They're voting for a racist.
He is now shocked, I tell you, that his audience has turned against him after he and Mika's visit with Trump in Mar-a-Lago. So let's just say he's not taking the criticism from fellow leftists very well.
I said, I'll tell you what, if you think you can do such a damn good job, why don't you come here and do the show 4 hours a day? I'm fine.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm fine quitting, but I'm gonna do my show. I'll do my show the way I wanna do my show. And I say this now to people who watch the show and love the show, people who are fearful and concerned. Let me tell you something. We should have no fear.
I'm sure the remaining dozen will remain absolutely fearless, Scarborough. I'm Eric Shiner asking you, don't have any fear in hitting that donate button when you visit the MRC homepage. Visit MRC-TV for the latest in information, entertainment, and videos. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos in the places that actually let you see us. We'll be back next week with another look at leftist media madness.